Hey, 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 dope people. It's your girl Paisley. I'm the Mindset Makeover Maven and the Dope Life Movement Creator. And we are here with another episode of Sippin and Soul Speak. So you know what to do. If you are joining us live, go ahead and drop that heart emoji down below. And if you are catching us on the replay, make sure that you drop your number twos in the comments down below. Let us know what you're sipping on because we want to know, we want to know, we want to know. So welcome, 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 welcome. Again, if you are joining us live, make sure we're not having any technical difficulties or any of that foolishness. Go ahead and drop that heart emoji down below so we know you are here. And if you are catching us live, make sure that you do that. If you're catching us on the replay, number twos in the comments down below. And then just drop us a little comment. Tell us what it is that you are sipping on. So I see some hearts pumping out there. Let me see. I see Greg. I have Antonio. And it looks like we got our host in the house. Hey, there she is.
Excuse me, ma'am.
So yeah, we need your camera up a little bit more because I am seeing your forehead. I don't know how it looks to everybody else, but that's how it looks to me. You know, every week this thing does something different. We have no idea what it's gonna do, but listen. I see you now. So I am Paisley, the Mindset Makeover Maven and the Dope Life Movement Creator. And this is...
I'm Tammy of Party Diva Events, the Chief Design Diva.
Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl, hey.
We are here. We are ready for another episode of Sippin and Soul Speak. Oh, and Natasha's in the house. Antonio is drinking bourbon. Yes, Antonio, get right to it. Tell us what you're sipping on.
Okay, bourbon. All right.
So as usual, you know, I got some alkaline water here. So that is one thing that I'm sipping on. But the other thing that I am sipping on this evening, I'm gonna just go ahead and, you know, I don't normally let it out the box this early, but Florida Canya, what is this? This is the 18-year.
Okay.
One of the ones that I love this.
Okay.
So yeah, that on the rocks. I got a couple cherries in the bottom of my glass. You know, I'm on my Luxardo cherry kick. So apparently I need another bottle of this. So
apparently she needs another bottle of this.
Listen. Greg said he is drinking alkaline water as well on the way home from practice. Okay, get them boys in shape. How y'all doing out there, Greg? How's the season going? I see some other folks in the building. Make sure that you drop your heart emojis down below. Let us know what you're sipping on so that we can, we don't want to feel like we're in here drinking by ourselves.
Right. What am I drinking? Okay, you know how I fell in love with these sparkling ices, right? So I've been trying to make drinks so they're kind of skinty, but not really.
Yes.
Because
but they are. Well, that's zero calories, no carbs.
But it depends on what you put in there, okay? So, I put a pineapple mango juice and some peach schnapps. It's actually delicious. In my little flamingo cup.
Yeah, that made it not skinty anymore.
But it's skintier than what I would have been doing. Yes.
Okay, league championship tonight. So Greg was one of my son's coaches before. So many of you may know. You know what? I haven't really talked about him a lot on Sippin and Soul Speak. So my son plays football for Rutgers currently. And
can we get a whoop whoop for Rutgers, please?
So if y'all see me, you know, hopping planes and trains and automobiles going to the game at Old Dark 30, because last Friday I took 3 flights in 2 days. Actually, I took 3 flights in 36 hours.
That's not even a whole 2 days.
Because I was down with the G baby. So last week, you guys know I was down in Atlanta with the G baby, and I left Friday morning, came home to the DMV, and then the next morning I flew to Chicago because my son was playing in Chicago. So yeah, your girl was like, let me sit down for a minute. But you know, it was very productive. I got a lot of work done on my flights in the airport and all that stuff. So hey, you know how it is. We got to do what we do.
We got to do what we do.
So again, guys, I'm Paisley, the Mindset Makeover Maven and the Dope Life Movement Creator. And if you are joining us live, drop your heart emojis down below. And if you're catching us on the replay, make sure that you drop your number 2s in the comments down below. I don't know if I gave a shout out to Esty, but it looks like we have Esty in the house. So hey, so we have a lot of first timers here. The weather in Chicago, Esty, was actually not bad. It was, so I like football weather, right? So I love a nice crisp fall day. So yeah, so I had my hoodie on, you know, I had my Respect My Dopeness hoodie on because I gotta represent. And then I had my Rutgers full zip hoodie on over that. But yeah, it was a beautiful day. It was, you know, Chicago is for real the windy city. So it was a little bit windy, but it was a very, very nice day. Hey, Nick, welcome. Tell us what you're sipping on. So yeah, the weather was actually, last weekend, the weather was a perfect football day, perfect football weather. It was a 12 o'clock Eastern kickoff. So, you know, it was just good weather all day. I flew in and I flew out the same day. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Everything was good. I had so let me tell you this. I did not tell you this. So when I was in the airport though, right? So I got back, the game was over. I got to give some hugs and loves when my son came out the locker room or whatever, because they get straight on their bus and go to the airport, right? And so I got to, you know, give him some loves and hug, and I went to the airport and I was like, I'll get to the airport. I'll have a little dinner and do some work, right? So that's what I did. I got to this, so I decided this restaurant to sit down and eat. When I tell you, I promise you, I don't know whose playlist was playing in that joint, but they were playing.
They were jamming
all the old school hip hop and R&B. When I tell you, I was in there like, oh, Anna.
You start doing this, you know, you rocking.
When I tell you, there were some people who did not look like me, who were looking like, I don't know what this is or why she's over there grooving like that, but yeah, I had a ball just sitting there by myself, doing my little work or whatever, creating my programs, getting everything ready for you guys for real. So yeah, but I don't know whose playlist that was, because it could not have been like their regular station that they play. I promise you. It
was the airport.
I heard some Ja Rule. I heard some Biggie.
You heard it all.
I heard it all. And I'm telling you, like the old school stuff. So I was just like, wow. Nick said, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I'm drinking bottled water tonight. Nick, you know we always got water. We're never disappointed. We just want to know what you're sipping on. So
it's not disappointing. Sometimes it got to be that way.
Listen, we got to do what we got to do. We have to do what we have to do each and every time. So yeah, that was my adventures last week. So I sat down. Listen, really? I didn't leave the house on Sunday.
I left to go to our dinner, but I kind of set up under my boo thing the whole weekend and just kind of vibed.
Because it was your anniversary.
It was 24.
Ooh.
For a long time.
That's a long time, girl.
Long time. Long time. I'm a keeper.
Okay.
I checked the warranty. I gotta keep them.
Beer and Whistle Pig. So you can't just say beer, Esty.
Wait, and a little Whistle Pig, because it's not a big Whistle Pig. Like that made a difference, but a little Whistle Pig. Can you elaborate?
So Whistle Pig is a high-end whiskey, bourbon, whatever. Because I don't want to say whatever, because I don't want to dismiss it. Whistle Pig is the shit for a lot of people who drink whiskeys and bourbons and stuff. So, and it's one of the higher upper echelon, right?
Okay.
Levels of that. Yeah, Whistle Pig. So I put a lot of different stuff on my bar. I don't have Whistle Pig on my bar yet. Number one, because I don't drink it, right? And then I know I have a lot of friends who would drink it, but I just don't have it on the bar. So, but yeah, so that's why he's like a little, just a little Whistle Pig. That, you know, that's like me. Like I got, you know, just a little clase azul.
Oh, okay, excuse me, I'm still okay. Okay, and a beer.
Just a little something light.
And that's why she said little, just a little.
That's why you said little. Just a little Whistle Pig. So what kind of burr are you drinking though, Esty? That's what we want to know. What kind of burr are you drinking? Because I don't drink beer, but I'm telling you, whenever it is a hot day, and I see people drinking a cold beer, I wish I could drink beer. They look so refreshed and just like, or when I see people eating crabs and drinking beer, I'm like, I wish I could drink beer.
You see how you see beer as a very summer type thing? I see beer as an extremely fall type thing. I always think of beer and football games, and
I can see that.
I never think of so when I think of beer, I'm like, oh, you know, I'm always jealous of people at football games who are like, I'm gonna get a cold beer. Yeah, no, I don't want one. I know.
Yeah, no. So my boys are into beers, and
Soulful Deuce is drinking ice cold. Oh,
and guess what? Guess what today is for Soulful Deuce?
Is it?
Go shorty. It's your birthday. We're gonna party like it's your birthday. Yay! So happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Soulful Deuce.
So yeah. It's his birthday today. I know he is popping in for a hot second because him and his boo thing probably get ready to go out to dinner or something. He said, I'm trying out this Ciroc pomegranate. Is that new? I don't do Ciroc, so I don't know. So, okay. So yes. So cheers to Soulful Deuce. Happy birthday. So yeah, guys, we are here with another episode of Sippin' and Soul Speak. So tell us what you're sipping on. Make sure you drop your heart emojis down below and all of that good stuff.
And what you're supposed to do if you're watching this on the replay? Drop that number 2 in the comments down below.
Drop your deuce. In the comments down below. So happy birthday, Deuce. Yeah, so this is another episode of Sippin' and Soul Speak. We are super excited because we are getting ready to come up on our 1-year anniversary.
You're not a baby anymore.
I know. Mm-hmm. So yeah, but honestly, if people didn't keep showing up, there'd be no reason to do it.
Right.
So we want each and every one of you to make sure that you are in the place to be for the birthday.
Wonderful.
We're going to have a super dope time. We have some special things planned, guys. Make sure that you go to dopeonpurpose.com. I put a link. I hope it worked, right? So if you see the link, click on dopeonpurpose.com. If you're not already signed up for our email list, make sure that you sign up because we're going to be giving away great things and prizes for our celebration. So we want you to be there, but we also don't want to have to scroll through the comments and figure out who's there.
Right.
So we also want you to go and sign up at dopeonpurpose.com so that we can make sure that we have you entered into the drawings. And we have some other drawings coming up because there's a master class that's coming up. It's going to be there's going to be some free entries into the master class. And
so what I'm hearing you say is it's definitely a must that you sign up, because you're gonna want to know if you won, and you want to be in it to win it.
Correct, because if you're not signed up and we pick your name, if you only have a certain amount of time to redeem your prize, so you want to know if you won. So we want to, and we love to give out stuff. We don't want to keep it. I promise you. It makes my soul sing to give out the good little prizes, and we have, I'm excited about the prizes. So
hey, Jackie, I see you sneaking here with your ginger ale. Hey girl, hey.
Jackie, who drinking ginger ale?
That's right, but it's ginger ale. It's still kind of brown, so.
I don't know if that's gonna count. So, Sippin' and Soul Speak, guys, 1 year old, coming up on our anniversary. So last week we had some really interesting conversation, right, about me, right, and my experiences. And I think some people were surprised. I got some messages afterwards, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, you experienced trauma," and
okay, Jackie,
I'm with you. Jackie trying to fool us. FC act like he know Jackie. We really know Jackie. She being here every week with either Grand Marnier or tequila, period.
Right.
Every now and then she'll slip a glass of wine in, but usually it's Grand Marnier and tequila. So I'm with you, Esty. She got something in there. But, we gonna let her say she's drinking ginger ale. That's
because we let everything in here and Sippin' and Soul Speak. You okay to sip ginger ale? We just questioning.
And we really don't. We have people that come every week that don't drink at all. They're drinking their juices. They're drinking teas. Jackie ain't one of them though.
Wait, and the fact that she's such a boss, that child and her bicycling and her, telling you.
Esty says she got some Grand Marnier. Esty might know you, Jackie. y'all might have worked together before or something. I don't know. So yes. So last week we had some pretty deep conversation, right? It's Domestic Violence Awareness Month in the month of October. A lot of people don't know that, right? We always associate the month of October with breast cancer awareness. So we had some conversation
and Hispanic heritage.
Say again.
And Hispanic heritage.
Tis C. And but we had some conversation, and people actually messaged me afterwards and like, "You had trauma in your life?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I think though for me, I'm not defined by that. It's something I grew through, right? Mm-hmm. It is, and we have an opportunity to rebrand ourselves. We have an opportunity to make ourselves over. You guys know my moniker is the Mindset Makeover Maven, but seriously, a part of my growth, I've been 15, 12, 15 years, a long time, a long time ago that I left that relationship. And like I said to people before too, it's not anything that I talk about is not to villainize people. It's really to help others. And a lot of the times in life, you get the opportunity to rebrand yourself. And sometimes we don't take advantage of that opportunity. Mm-hmm. Right now, right, we just left, like, people are funny, right? The internet is winning every day. So people were called, like, Mercury was in retrograde.
Mhm.
I saw Mercury is in micro braids. I saw like our people just do the most.
The
And
more
I love
information you have, the less information you have.
They're like, yeah, Mercury is in micro braids. And I'm like, what? So Mercury was in retrograde, and we're literally just coming out of that, right? And so basically, when a lot of people are like, what the hell does that mean? You probably heard it, but it's just how the alignment and the movement of the planets and everything, right? And the impact that it has. And so people were talking about, like, so when Mercury is in retrograde, you'll hear that a lot because people have become attuned to it, right? So it's really more about like communications being off, the higher levels of misunderstandings, different things like that,
the
right?
energy force is different.
Yes. So we're just coming out of Mercury being in retrograde, right? So we're in retro shade, which is what they call it now. But today is a full moon. So we're coming out of Mercury being in retrograde, and then we're going into a full moon. So tonight's a full moon. And so a lot of people, it's so funny that you did that, right? Because a lot of people are like, full moons, it's like, people turned into werewolves and howling at the moon, and all kinds of manner of craziness and lunacy is happening because it's a full moon. But full moons are really like fresh start opportunities. Mm-hmm. Right? So, and that's really kind of what, people do different things. I don't judge people. I let people do what they do because I feel like everybody, has their thing and what they do. But, it is, it's a fresh start. So Mercury coming out of retrograde, and then we're going into the full moon. It's like, right? And so there's a lot of opportunities to make things clear, get fresh starts, and things like that. And so I thought about that when I was thinking about kind of what, we talked about last week, which was my experience with domestic violence. And with that, I thought about how, we have an opportunity to kind of rebrand ourselves. And people think of branding like just for businesses. And you are your brand.
Yeah.
You really are.
Even if you have no business.
You got some business.
I mean, I'm saying, but like, even if you aren't an entrepreneur, you are always branding yourself. Whether you're working for someone else, you're branding what type of an employee you are. It's like, oh, she's a soccer mom, or oh, well, that's a whole brand. That everything is a brand, and because of the internet, it's easy to spot brands, like, not easy to spot brands. It's easy to follow trends, and brands that you make of yourself kind of have a follow, like things that they follow,
Yes.
because not to say it's their customers, but people that either know you or don't know you, kind of.
But even, people know you by your works. Right. And so even if you are not an entrepreneur, and you are, you work somewhere, you are your brand, because people will say, oh, she's a great worker, or he's really smart at. So I'll tell you something. I don't know if I've ever shared this with Esty. Esty and I used to.
Esty, you getting tips?
No, Esty and I used to work together.
Okay.
And Esty was negatively impacted through a merger, right? And I remember being on this call. I was a program manager, and I was on this call, And there were like all these people on this call. It was crazy. And one of the directors said, he was like, I'm going to tell y'all one more time. The person who knows all this stuff is no longer here. So y'all should have thought about that before you made the decisions that you made in a vacuum. And I was just like, that was his brand, right? He knew his stuff. He had created these things, these processes and things like that, where people were like, that, you know, y'all messed up by making a decision because you didn't know what you didn't know and you didn't ask anybody. And so that was his brand, right? He had things so set and scheduled that people were just like, yeah, nobody else knows, but the person who knows, y'all didn't do the right thing. Right. So, but in this instant, right, what we're talking about is you are your brand. What people,
and your brand changes depending on where you are in life. I used to be just that. Like, okay, my kids are adults now, right? But had you met me when they were in elementary school, and you were the same way, I was like all in mom. Like, I didn't make a move if it wasn't on their activity schedule, their whatever. I was PTA mom. I was the person, you know, making sure every classroom had everything. I was volunteering, you know, on my days off. You know, I would be that room mother for 2 different classes every year. And that's who I was. People knew, don't ask her to go out, she not going. Don't ask her to go on vacation with you, because if her kids can't go, she not going. Like, literally, I was that person. And when they graduated, when the youngest graduated, because they were like 4 years apart. So when one went to college, one went to high school. When one graduated college, the other one went into college. So when that last one went to college, I was like, I felt like I was forced into early retirement, like legit. My husband could attest. That drive home from dropping her off in Philly was like, he was like, she's over here ugly crying. Like, it's not like it's a real ugly cry. I don't know what to do. I really thought, like, who am I? What do I do now? That's what I did. That's who I was. And I had to learn who I was, and then rebrand myself. And anyone who meets me now would never know that I would have been like, oh no, champagne and brunch, that what we doing, when we doing it. But before, no, I don't have time for this. I'm sure I could be crocheting at somebody's practice and waiting for them to come off, you know, out the thing or off a rehearsal. That's literally who I was.
Tammy, let me find out you crochet first of all.
Crochet and knit, child. I get to both ways. Just you get more stuff with your yarn with the crochet. Like, literally, I would be crocheting, sitting, waiting for rehearsals, and oh, we need you to help with costumes. Okay, like literally, I was.
Let me crochet one up real quick.
let me tell you, people didn't think I had a job. Like, they're like, oh, well, you're a stay-at-home mom. I got a full-time job. I just leave in the middle of the day, you know, and come help out, and then go back to work. And then, you know, that's how I do that. But no one who meets me now would think that, you know, because my kids are so, you know, on their own, that it's just like, no, So I have to, I am party diva. That is who I am. And I'm already ready to party. Okay.
Absolutely. And so that's exactly what I'm talking about. Right. So no matter if you're a business owner or not, you are your brand. And so you can create your brand, or sometimes we have to rebrand.
Yes.
Right. Hey, Miss Deborah Jones.
Hey, tell us what you're sipping on, Deborah.
So yeah, sometimes we have to recreate our brand, right? So businesses go through this as well, right? I've worked for a number of Fortune 100 companies where they have gone through a rebranding, right? So they change their logo, they change their style, they change their statements and things like that.
We welcome you in your water, Deborah. We welcome you in your water.
welcome. And so but that happens with people, right? Because I think that sometimes And, you know, many of you know, I was a leader in corporate America for 20 plus years. And in that matriculation of climbing the corporate ladder, you know, I've come across a lot of different people, and sometimes people, you can get a brand, right, or a reputation, and that says, hey, this person is like this. You know, they're argumentative, they're lazy, they're, you know, we brand people all the time, and so sometimes you have to rebrand yourself. Even in my own business, right? So my business is called Paisley's Pearl. I've had this business for many years, and I started, like, when I created Paisley's Pearl, came up with this cute logo and everything, and I was just like, oh, this is, you know, this is who I am. But as I evolved, probably what, 3-ish years ago, I rebranded. Right? So I created a new logo for my business that really was defined. We have brand colors, we have a brand colorway, we have a new logo. I love my logo. So we have a new logo.
We got a font.
We have our own font. We have, you know, there's a lot of different things that went into me rebranding my business. And so, you know, with the new moon, right, or the full moon, there's a lot of opportunity for us to recreate. Mercury's gone out of retrograde. We can stop all of that crazy talk that's been going on, and we can rebrand ourselves. We can fresh start. We can start over. We can start anew. We can be so fresh and so clean, right? Ain't nobody dope as me. I'm just so fresh and clean. So there's
I was crip walking, kind of.
Girl, you gotta do that. They from Atlanta. You gotta do the Bankhead bounce. So there's a difference between Bankhead and Buckhead, y'all. Just be clear. So yeah, there's an opportunity to rebrand yourself. Even, like, you know, it's football season. I know I love some football. So teams, the Washington football team, they just decided to rebrand themselves.
Well, they're still in the middle of rebranding because they still have not picked a name, and they're working on that. But I can guarantee you, when they get their name, the level of brand, you know, push that they're going to have.
The level of brand fuckery that's about to happen.
Because they have, you know, people bought all of the, like, it's smart branding on their own, because people bought a lot of their old Redskin stuff before it became defunct. Now everyone's buying all this Washington football team stuff. Then they're going to have a team name, and everyone's going to buy that. And true fans are going to have them all. But they would have pocketed money on all of that. And they still ain't winning games.
And true, Esty, sometimes we are forced to rebrand, because sometimes our brand, and that's really important. I'm glad you said that, because sometimes your brand that you had no longer fits who you are, right? So if your brand that you had, this person is an unreliable employee,
right?
That brand no longer fits. I don't want to be an unreliable employee. I want to move up. I want to do X. I want to do Y, Z, and ABC, right? So if yeah, girl, get that
camera
together.
Slipping, so I just I have to make sure I can see myself. Here we go.
If I slip, then I slip, and I'm slipping. But if I grab my Nina, then you know I'm straight tripping. I'll be here all night, guys.
She's been on the East Coast and now the West Coast.
Listen, I got bars. Y'all know I speak in lyrics, and you've been following me, you already know. So
Right.
yeah, so I think that, you know, you can be forced into rebranding. You can choose to rebrand, or, you know, sometimes it's something that you need to do. It's something that you really need to take a look at and say, you know, who do I want to be? What do I want to represent? Is what I'm currently doing and who
What
I
do I want
currently
to
am.
attract?
That
What do I
part.
want to attract?
That part. So, you know, sometimes we have to rebrand. And I remember going through my branding and I was just like, you know, I really want a new logo and da 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 da, but I knew what I wanted. And I
Mhm.
went through 3 designers to get somebody who could design what I wanted, that represented my brand, represented what you know, who I am now.
Right.
Because the person that you are when you're 18, you're probably not that same person when you're 30. And, you know, as
Hopefully,
you grow.
hopefully you're not.
So hopefully,
Right.
and so rebranding is a thing, and whether you're forced to do it or whether it's something that you choose to do, you
It's
know,
necessary.
it's an opportunity to grow, to change. I've said it before, I'll say it again, that change is inevitable, but growth is optional. And so if we grow through the changes,
Right.
right, we can do that, or we can just go through the changes,
Yeah, the
right?
time
And
will pass.
the, either way, the
Right.
time will pass.
If you stand in
And
the same spot, that's on you.
it, say that again.
If you're standing in the same spot, that is on you.
That is on you. You can choose to be stagnant. You can choose to stay still. You can choose to grow through it, or you can choose to just stand there and go through it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that there's so many opportunities for us to grow through changes. There's so many opportunities for us to rebrand ourselves, you know, to, and one of the things I've always been a person who, you know, in a lot of situations, people have an opinion, right? Right, wrong, or indifferent, they have an opinion.
Everybody got one.
Opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one, and they usually stink. So, so, but at the end of the day, right? I have a choice. I can prove you right, or I can prove you wrong.
Right.
And sometimes it's not even about the individual, right, who has the opinion, right? I need to make sure, because I think a lot of the times our miss is a lot of people, right? So we have a group, we have the majority thinks that you are this way. And we're like, well, that's not who I am, so F them. That's real cute and all, but that's who you are to all these folks.
Right.
And so you can prove them right, or you can prove them wrong. And not that you have anything to prove to anybody, but sometimes people make opinions, and sometimes people had that whole guilt by association, or, you know, my best friend don't like you, so I don't like you. Like that whole, I saw a post recently, was like, I don't F with people who F with people that I don't F with. Okay.
That doesn't work for everything.
It doesn't work for everything. Like in some situations, that might be like, you know, that's my dog and you did him dirty and da 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 da. But it doesn't work in everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't have my own opinion because I'm cool with you.
Right.
I get it. Because I think, you know, in certain circumstances, you draw the line. Hey, I know y'all don't get along, but we still cool.
Right.
But
And
what you not,
sometimes it's like, if it's not a moral or ethical, like real type thing,
right.
then y'all just don't like each other, then y'all just don't like each other. Okay.
Well,
I
and
know what
not
kind of
only
person I
that
am.
too, but sometimes you only know one side of the story, right?
Yeah.
So So you got a person over here spinning the story this way, right? And they're really, Tammy, adjust. Can you adjust just a little bit, because I think the bottom is, for me, is cutting you off, and I want to make sure that our audience gets to see your beautiful face.
Oh, okay. Let's do this. Let's move this. You can go on and talk about how you got friends that may not.
Yeah. So I, I think that
better?
Much better. Yes. So for me, anyway.
I'm looking at it on my iPad, right? And so it's so funny that what I see here is not what I see here. And
yes, you know what? I stopped looking as soon as I see that I can see the comments here. I stopped looking at my other device. I look at my other device if I need to make sure that this device is working.
Okay.
So yeah, but a lot of the times, we're only hearing one side of the story, and oh well, so and so, sucks monkey balls because they are blah 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 blah. Tammy, don't act like you're,
Wait, oh no, and sometimes that issue isn't your issue.
It's not.
Some things don't bother me that may have bothered you. Like, oh, I remember we went and one time they did this and this. Yeah, that don't bother me that they did that. Like that.
Right. And that's, like that ain't my ministry. Like,
and some people are like oil and water. They just don't get along, and that's not on me. I'm not a messy person. So if you don't like such and such and I'm with them, that person knows, don't bring you up around me. That's not a topic we're going to have. So,
right.
Because I know who I am. And if you don't know who I am, then that's on you. And we don't need to be friends then that's okay too, if that's how you base in our friendship.
Absolutely. And
that's my brand. I am loyal.
You're what?
Loyal. And no, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. No, that's messy.
Right. Correct.
We're not gonna do that.
And I feel like, but I do feel like sometimes people get stuck in a situation and they allow it to define them, right? So I didn't want to be a victim. And so for me, I will tell you, the week that I filed for divorce, I lost my good job. Like, I filed for divorce, and in the same week, I lost my good job. And I was just like, this ain't cute.
This is ghetto.
This is some bullshit, is what I really thought about it, right? But at the end of the day, I could not let that situation define me. I had to do the work to get through it. I had to do the work to rebrand myself as a person. What do I stand for? Who do I want to be? Who do I want to be to my children? What voice do I want to have? And all of those different things, so that I could stand in my power and in my truth.
Right.
And so, there's always an opportunity to reset, refresh, rebrand. We can, if we can make over our mindsets, we can do whatever the hell we want to do.
Right.
We can be whoever the fuck we want to be on per. So, and Miss Jones, she said that's on some grown woman shit, but that's on some grown man shit. Let's listen.
It's from grown stuff, period.
Misters,
and everybody's brain ain't on some grown stuff. Let's be real.
Yeah, some people brain on some bullshit.
Yeah, some men like being F boys, and some women like being hot girl summer all the time, all year round. If that's your brand, that's your brand.
And you know what? And own it. Right. Whatever it is, own it. Yeah. Because that's where and I'll tell you this, one of the things that I teach in my branding course, right, is learning how to be your brand. Because so many people don't know who you are, what you stand for, because you all over the goddamn place. People are like, well, yesterday you was talking about this, and today you sound crazy, and and stuff like that. And so I think that own your brand, stand in your power, stand in your truth, use your voice, right? Whatever your brand voice is, whoever the hell you're talking to, because if you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody. I say that all the time. Tammy's been in my mastermind group, and that's one of the things.
And as someone, wait, hold up, because as someone who really didn't understand that, because as an entrepreneur, my brand is the people that got money to buy my stuff. That's
not even like that got the money, because some people got the money, the people who want to buy my stuff.
Right. And you have everything, like everything ain't for everybody. And my brand wasn't just anybody. I am party diva. I don't do every type party. And there were some clients that were coming to me, not on some over the top stuff. I am a do too much kind of person when it comes to parties. And if you're not a do too much kind of person, I am not the person for you. But it took me.
Y'all, she got a whole, first of all, she got a whole sequin background in her house.
And
like, you didn't know she was the party diva that's gonna do the most.
but honestly,
you're wilding.
I didn't understand that it wasn't just, I would get clients, I'm like, well, no, that's not what we're gonna do. That's a little tacky. We're not doing that. And it'd be like, well, that's because you're not trying to attract your people. You trying to attract people because you want your business to succeed, but your business will succeed more if you're attracting your people. And I had to learn that through her branding course and entrepreneur mastermind that I took. That's real.
And that it's so funny that you say that, because I've spoken to other entrepreneur groups, and when I say, if you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody, and they're like, huh? And they were like that is such a powerful statement. And so that's even when you're branding yourself personally, right? Even if you're going out to apply for a job, if you just if you got one resume that you sending out to everybody, it's only going to talk to the people that one resume resonates with. You have to have different resumes.
You have to have to something with focus.
You have to gear it to what it is that they're talking about, right? They're saying we want this, that, and the third. Then you need to say, I got this, that, and the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. You need to be that brand. And so I think that is so important to know, number one, that you are not stuck in whatever it is that you're branded to currently.
Right.
You can refresh and reset that brand and just get it popping. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
And so Deborah asked what we're drinking. I am drinking rum. And I'm drinking Florida Cognac 18 years. And the Party Diva is having.
I am having a fruit punch, mango, pineapple juice, peach schnapps thing. And it's
she done mix it up over there. And so I'm drinking straight, she's drinking mixed.
Over the, I got everything.
So yeah, I think, and now in this time of year, is a time to start. It's so right in the fall. So you plant your seeds and you water your crops, and then you start to reap your harvest.
Right.
And then you start to plant again. Right. So I didn't understand. So my mother has a great green thumb. I do not. I have been keeping some plants alive for a couple years now, y'all. Listen, your girl. They ain't big and fluffy like my mom's plants would be, but they still alive. They, like my kids, they still alive. So so that's not my thing, but I do like plants, which is why I buy fresh flowers every week.
Like fresh flowers.
So, but you have an opportunity to start afresh, start anew, do something new, do something different if you choose to.
Mm-hmm.
And we talk, that planting and harvesting and things like that. And my mother used to have these beautiful tulips. And tulips bloom in the spring, right? For a very short period of time. Did you know you gotta put them mother sucking plant bulbs in the ground before the winter?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Why? They gotta freeze in the ground in order for you to have a beautiful
really nice plant
tulip in the garden in the spring.
Yes.
Say word.
Word.
I was like,
yes.
Why is she out here digging in this soil in the fall? Because she's putting her bulbs in the ground so that they can freeze over in the winter, because they literally have to freeze, right? I don't know, guys, I don't know. But she had these beautiful tulips that would come up in her garden in the springtime. And I was just like, this is so crazy to me. And so, but when you think about life cycles, right, we're in fall right now, so we need to be getting it together. It is time to redo some things.
Right.
It is time to, and if you've already planted, right, last year, and you've been watering, and now it's your harvest time, but you got to replant so that you can harvest the next harvest season. And so I'm super excited because of the alignment of everything, right? So Mercury being in micro braids is out of here. Right? So we have Mercury in micro braids is gone. We have the full moon is happening tonight. It is time for us to redo some things in our lives, just to get some fresh starts. I know that people, some people are like, I don't believe in all of that full moon stuff, whatever. And that's fine. But there's no time like the present to figure out, hey, do I need to do something different? Am I getting everything that I want right now out of life? Right? And say, hey, Tammy. So welcome, Ryan. Make sure you tell us what you're sipping on and drop your heart emoji down below.
And when you think about it, for why this is so important, think about how your family viewed you. Like, let's just say you were the baby of the family, you're the middle child, you're the oldest child, and they always saw you as this person. Because a lot of times our family brands us, and we are the person that we are based on what our family says. And we get to an age where that's not who we are. And as an adult, you have to rebrand yourself as the adult version of you.
And I love that you said that, Tammy. I love that, because you are released. If you didn't know, if you did not know, listen to you, girl. Listen to you, girl. You are released from everything that does not serve you. Right? If it does not serve you, you are released from it. You do not have to be bound to things that don't serve you, that other people have put on you.
Right?
So I'll tell you, people used to say all the time to me, so in college, they would say, I look mean and I look like I had an attitude all the time, which was probably one of the furthest things from the truth. When I don't have an expression on my face, people assume that I'm upset. I wasn't upset. I'm just going to class. Like, leave me alone. Like, what are we doing? So, and I will tell you that I heard it so much, though, that I had to hear it. And I'll say that again. I heard it so much that I had to hear it. Because
Brian's still bad.
He was a bad kid. We second that every single time. But he's a better adult.
So often here, so I don't know.
What'd you say?
He shows off in here, so I don't know.
Oh, he's a way better adult than he was a kid. He's my cousin for real. Like, we grew up together. He was a bad kid. So
rebrand yourself.
He has. Brian has rebranded himself. He's an entrepreneur. He owns his own business. He's a great father. He has, like, legit. So, but yeah, you're not bound to the things that what people called you or what people thought you were. But I think it is important to know what people think of you.
Right.
And that's a part of, like, my branding. Like, what do other people say about you? Because sometimes either we believe the hype or we don't believe the truth.
Yes.
And sometimes we don't want to, that's not who I am. Well, if, 9 out of 10, people say that you look mean, then you might look mean. And so that was an opportunity for me to say, do I care about it or don't I? Number one. And right. Then how do I move beyond it? And so if I was going to be successful in the corporate world, there was a certain level of rebranding that I had to do. So that, because I think that anybody who spent more than 10 minutes with me, they would realize, oh, she really kind of not like that at all. However, don't test her.
Right.
so
and that's true. I met you in college, and I can attest, that you're a very sweet person. But you do have, like, a resting face that people.
I got RBF.
Well, you did. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I don't see it anymore because I know you so well, or if you don't, I think I'm a little jaded because I know you, and your heart. So I don't ever see that. But not to dumb down what you're saying for people who aren't possibly getting it, if sometimes you may say that, oh, I'm not changing for nobody. And, if they don't, you have to think, if you want it to be in corporate America, and every time you went to work, to your job, you wore a mini skirt and a very low cut shirt, you could be very talented at what you do, but nobody is getting it because you're not dressed that hard. And for you to move into the arena you really want to be in, you're going to have to hear, you can't go like you going to the club, to the office in corporate America. Now, mind you, you could start a business that is club related, and you can wear that all the time and be successful as CEO and an entrepreneur, but that would be your brand. But if your brand is trying to break into corporate America, you are not on brand, and no one is going to hire you. And it's not that you don't have to listen to what people say about you or anything like that. You need to decide what you want. And if you don't want corporate America, then you don't have to worry about the suit and how you look. But if you want to, then you have to understand you are your brand, and your brand is not selling me what you say you want.
And you know what, Tammy, I could not have said it better, honestly, because it is, that's a part of my course where it's like be your brand, and then I have a part of the course that talks about your brand voice, right? Who are you talking to? And so that's so true, because I think so many times people want someone else to respect their brand in an arena where they're just like, this ain't what we do. You know what I mean? Like you want to go and be the CEO, and you got your hoo-ha showing every time you bend over to get a paperclip.
Nails, and they cute. You cute. You cute.
But not to them. You're not cute to them.
and branding is perception and how you feel about it. I'm a certified dork coming up, okay? And I know that when I got to high school and there were a lot of kids who were like, oh, those kids are so dorky, they're into fantasy and all that other stuff. If you sat with them kids and their Star Wars stuff, in their world, they were on point. They were true to their brand. They were on point. They loved their life, and they weren't concerned with what was going on with the popular kids.
And for me, that's what it is. I want people to be authentically true to themselves, right? Be true to yourself, be who you are. And then what you do is you decide, right? You decide who you want to be. You decide what you want to represent, but understand whatever that looks like, who you're talking to, who is your audience, and then understand the consequences, right? So at the end of the day, it matters not what you choose, but you need to be real about it. You need to be authentic about it, because a lot of the times there's so many people out here, and where the stressors come is when we get to a point where we are so trying to be someone that we're not.
It's not
that we're so stressed the hell out that we can't really live our best life. We can't live our dope lives because we're too busy out here on some fugazi bullshit and out here trying to fake and front for the radio. No, figure out who you are, figure out who you're talking to, figure out who you want to be and who you are as a person. And a brand.
Yeah,
right?
This is not for trying to trick people on social media. This is for you. For you.
Because a lot of the times I call it internet thugging, right? It's some people that I know personally. I'm like, you ain't no thug for real in real life. Like, you ain't gonna throw no hands to nobody in real life, but you out here internet thugging.
The people who are way turning up. Oh yes, I'm a superstar of this. I know you.
I met you before.
I know you. That's not how your life is set up. But the world think they pop it. We're not talking to those people.
But at the end of the day, for me, a lot of the time, my concern with that is those people are lonely and miserable in their real life, right? Because you have all of this, and this here, and you present this. I want people to be real. I want people to be authentic. I want you to talk to the people who are talking to you. I want you to talk to people who are listening to you. And I want you to be able to be your dope self and be your own brand, whatever that is. Right, wrong, or indifferent, whether I agree or disagree, I want you to be true to you.
Right.
And then you're going to attract the people who understand, because I learned a great lesson and I paid a lot of money to learn this lesson. I took a course with these people who were going to, Tammy's laughing because she knows the story. But I signed up for this course. They were supposed to help me, and I was just like, and they were supposed to help me with some things that, not branding, but how to put my information out there in the best way, right? And so I was like, oh my gosh, this part really resonates with me. But what did not resonate was that they did not understand my brand. My brand is about being dope, right? my tagline is be dope because you are dope on purpose, right? That's my tagline. I have assigned my own definition to the word dope. It is someone or something excellent, great, and impressive. And when I had my first session, they asked me if I was talking about drug recovery. And I was just like, say word.
Word. Word.
Like, word, you really asked me that? And they kept trying to tell me that I could, that using the word dope was confusing because it, you know, to them it meant like drugs. And I was just like, but this terminology of being dope transcends race, continents, demographic, all kinds of demographics. And I'm just like, so I said, and I kept, and so I was running my mastermind group at the time, guys, and my people in my mastermind, they were fired up, they were pissed, they were like, what do you mean? And Tammy was one of them. And I said, I kept saying, what am I supposed to learn from this? And she did not understand at the moment that I was in the space of, what am I supposed to learn from this? And what I learned was, that's not my audience.
And your audience will know.
My audience knows, straight up. And so my people, my dope people, my dope life squad, all my folks, they know. And just because you don't know doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you anything. It just makes you not my person.
Which goes back to the fact of, if you talking to everybody, you talking to nobody. Because if she's talking to her dope people, it's like that, hoo, you know. That's your
well, you know, I'm watching the Wu-Tang. You know, I'm watching the Wu-Tang. And they were like, yes!
Right. So like,
your
people know your call. Those dope people know they dope. They know they're not on drugs. They know they dope.
So, but for me, so I learned, I finished it out. I learned everything that I was supposed to learn. But the main thing that I learned is, who is my audience? And so I am so grateful for the coinage that I spent it with these folks to really define that for myself. And so, and you know, I love branding, right? It's one, you know, coaching and branding. I love it because I love to see people really walk in their purpose. I love to see people walk in their dopeness. I really love to see people just create something that completely and utterly resonates with their heart and their soul. Mm-hmm. And so, like, when I look at my logo now, I just love it. And then when I see other people love it, I'm just like there's people who don't even like my colorway who love my logo. And so I'm like, I love that because it actually represents everything that I want to be and who I want to serve. And so I appreciate every single person who understands what it means to be the dopest. And you are my people. And so I love that. And I love each and every one of you who choose to come here on Sippin and Soul Speak every Wednesday for almost a year, guys. It's almost been a year. 52 cards come out. I'm through dealing. 52 bars come out. 52 cards roll out. Remove feeling. Come on, y'all. Jay-Z in the house. I speak in lyrics. Y'all know that. So that's part of my brand. Who I am. But yeah, there's never, it's never too late to rebrand yourself. It's never too late to decide, hey, I want to do something different. I want to reach someone different. I want to have a different impact and effect on people. And so that's what I love about what I get to do. So I'm listening. I'm super excited about some things that are coming up.
Yes, I'm super excited too.
If you have not already signed up at dopeonpurpose.com, that's doponpurpose.com, go ahead and click the link. Sign up for the updates there because we have a bunch of things coming up. So there's a masterclass that's coming up that we're going to give out some free sessions to. There are some programs coming up that we're going to give a super, super, super extreme discount on. There is the birthday party that is happening. And if the party diva I don't know what she gonna have for us because she got a whole sequin background, y'all.
Okay.
So I'm excited for that. We're gonna have giveaways at the birthday party.
Yeah.
All of these things. It's about to be dope ass fire in this place. So I'm excited about all of these things. So make sure that you click the link. And if you haven't subscribed so that you know that when we're going live, make sure that you click the bell, right? Ring the bell and subscribe so that you know when we're going live so you don't have to ever miss an episode of Sippin and Soul Speak, because this is where we come to talk about what we're sipping on and then we have some soul stirring conversation. And so if you have not already, make sure that you drop your heart emojis down below. And if you are catching the replay, go ahead and drop your number 2 in the comments down below. We love that you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we love it. We love it. We love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So it's a full moon tonight, guys. If you want to refresh, restart, renew, rebrand yourself, go ahead and, give it all to the universe, the Lord. Give it all to that individual and give it all back to yourself, because you are so worth it. You are so worthy. You are so
dope.
You dope, and we approve
y'all hella dope
of you being the dopest. So make sure that you keep joining us. We're here every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here at Dope on Purpose, DOP on Purpose. So make sure you like the page, make sure you follow us, all that good stuff. And keep coming through, because we do this every week. I have not missed a week in almost an entire year, guys. That means holidays, birthdays, whatever. We've been right here, and a lot of you have been right here with us. And so we, I can't even say what that does for me. I love it. I love that you guys show up at week after week, and even if you're trying to figure out, hey, these crazy girls, what they doing? Yep, keep on coming. We crazy. We're going to talk about what some days we might just be sipping on water, and sometimes we're going to be sipping on wine. We're not Jesus, but we just do us. So we want you to be dope because you are
dope
on purpose. Good night.